There is no plan B. We either delay and pay or plan and prosper. I think that's not a real choice. And I think I'm confident that Ghana has the leadership, Ghana has the plan, Ghana is putting its own resource on the table. Now the international community needs to play ball. And what is a very important moment in the coming months is September 5. And let me tell you why. On September 5, your president, together with other African leaders, will bring together leaders from the so-called global north, specifically to talk about adaptation in Africa. Not to talk because the plan is there, but to say, last year during the last climate summit, you promised 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are you today, Prime Minister Trudeau? You promised 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are you, Chancellor Scholz of Germany? That's sort of the robustness of the conversation which we need to have. And I'm confident that President Akufo-Addo, who is leading this within the African constituency, has that boldness to drive this agenda forward.
Going forward, what assurance do you want to give to that young man that because of flood, he's lost his little capital and that little kiosk, we call it in Ghana? What is the way forward for that young man after September?
That young man should put his heart and mind behind the adaptation agenda. That young woman needs to be trained to be fit for purpose for the jobs in the future, not the jobs in the past. That young child needs to be raised and have access to finance to develop his or her own enterprise. What we have been doing in the last few months, together with the African Development Bank, is to support thousands and thousands of small enterprises, of young women and girls, who brought together a plan, drought-tolerant crops. A small business is already happening, but how can it go to scale? Or restoration of watersheds. A small business is already there. How can it accelerate? We have a whole program supporting young girls, women, and boys to develop these businesses, because I think, Edward, the takeaway is this: every dollar, euro, or pound from the global north invested in adaptation has a much higher economic return. Obviously, it's good for our health, it's good for the planet when we invest, but this is smart economics.
It's smart economics. At the AFDB meetings now, what, in your view, what are some of what are the takeaways you're going to take from here from Accra, and going back into September, that you know that these are some of the conclusions we've arrived at and going to help fuel the conversation?
Yes, so indeed, this week are the very important annual meetings of the African Development Bank, hosted by the government of Ghana. And why is that important? Because the African Development Bank is Africa's plan, is Africa's bank. It has an extraordinary bold leader in the person of President Adesina. And President Adesina this week has said, food prices up, energy prices up, inflation up, climate emergency up. We cannot wait. We move forward. So he put forward a very bold proposition of it's about financing at the end of the day. It's a new fund which he launched. It's the Africa Development Fund. He said Africa needs $31 billion to get that fund replenished. We have the donors here in Accra at these African Development Bank annual meetings. And obviously these donors are basically sitting in their chair and say, well, actually, we have a Ukraine crisis. Our development budget are diverted to Ukraine. And what you and I understand that the Ukraine crisis is very complicated. We both understand that that needs to be supported and there needs to be peace in Ukraine. But should that be at the cost of Africa?
Not at all.
I don't think so either. So I think if the West is able to mobilize large-scale financing for their own problems, if the West is able to commit at these grandiose summit meetings, now I think they need to be held accountable. And they need to be held accountable by not only African leaders or the youth of Africa, but also by the constituency in the global West as well. And why is it important? What happens in Africa doesn't stay in Africa. A person who has to leave his land because the droughts are coming may go to an informal settlement in a city, but at some point when the opportunity arises, that person will come to my home country, to the Netherlands. So again here, smart economics. What should the Netherlands or the UK or Norway, what should they do? Invest in Africa. Make sure that that person doesn't have an incentive to leave, no, but to thrive in Africa itself, what that person deserves.
What that person deserves, I think the conversation will continue, the advocacy will continue. And then, Patrick, we're grateful for your time in the studio today. We hope to see you some other time when you come to Ghana. Well, this is how we wrap up the conversation on Market Avenue. My name is Edward Nyako. We'll be looking at the climate change challenge that we're facing us, staring us in the face as we witnessed a couple of days ago in Ghana. And he's the CEO of the Climate Center on Adaptation in the person of Patrick Vekohi. I got it right?
Indeed.
Good. We'll be right back, God willing, tomorrow. Shalom.